have returned.
Alright Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about top draft target for the Detroit Pistons coming up in this draft, Chet Holmgren, and he may have Marfan Syndrome. Now before we get into all of that, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal is 200 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I drop consistent Pistons content, make a few Lions videos every now and then as well. And I do have a new intro coming. I'm still working on that because it takes a very long time for me to animate all of the things that you see on the intro. So that is still coming, but as of right now, I'm still continuing to work on that. But without further ado, play the intro. Let's get into this video.
Subscribe to Joe Polo 10.
Is the MVP.
Detroit basketball.
Okay, so with the draft lottery quickly approaching, it's about a month away now. We're going to begin to see a lot of new stories come out about these top prospects. Some of these stories may be true, some of them may not be true. And one of the few things that has recently popped up is about Chet. And it is this thing called Marfan Syndrome. So I had no clue what that even was. So I looked it up on Google, and you can put the image on the screen right now. According to Google, Marfan Syndrome is an inherited disorder that affects connective tissue, the fibers that support and anchor your organs and other structures in your body. Marfan Syndrome most commonly affects the heart, eyes, blood vessels, and skeleton. People with Marfan Syndrome are usually tall and thin. The damage caused by Marfan Syndrome can be mild or severe. If your aorta, the large blood vessel that carries blood from your heart to the rest of your body, is affected, the condition can become life-threatening. Now, I also have another article coming from thefocus.com speaking more about this situation. It says, Holmgren has that long, tall, skinny build, much like Bol or when Kristaps Porzingis first entered the league. However, after Gonzaga played in front of a national audience, some fans wondered whether Chet Holmgren suffers from Marfan Syndrome. The NHS website reports Marfan Syndrome is a disorder of the body's connective tissue and groups of tissues that maintain the structure of the body and support internal organs and other tissues. Typical characteristics of Marfan Syndrome include being tall and having abnormally long and slender limbs, fingers, and toes. While the Gonzaga youngster is certainly tall and has a slender physique, there is no evidence that Chet Holmgren has Marfan Syndrome. He is perfectly healthy. And the key thing that I take from, the second article in particular is that there is no current evidence that states that he actually is suffering from this disorder. I did a lot of research into this, and I looked at the Gonzaga medical staff and the trainers that they have there. I saw no information stating that this is actually true. So this could just be a story that the media decided to make up to stir up some controversy a month before the lottery comes out. This may also be someone who could just be trying to destroy Chet's draft stock, because if you put a story out like this, it's obviously going to have a negative connotation attached to Chet. So this could just be someone who doesn't like him, leaked this to the media to hurt his draft stock. And then the final possibility is that this may actually be true. As they said in the article, and as we all know, he is very skinny, especially for someone at his height. And if the reasoning as to why he's so skinny is that he has Marfan Syndrome, it could possibly make sense according to all of the information that goes into, having Marfan Syndrome. So in conclusion, I don't know. Don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is not true. But even with all of that being said, I just want to say, the more this draft process goes along, the more my personal draft board changes. Initially when the season began, you guys all know that I was a big fan of Banchero. But then that story came out that said that he loses an abnormally large amount of weight during games. Then the Pistons also added Marvin Bagley, a power forward, which is the same position that Banchero plays. So initially he was at the top of my draft board. Then I kind of dropped him down a bit because of those factors. And then also his play as well throughout the season, he did progress, but not to the level where I thought he would. And then you have Jabari as well, who, you know, the more games of him that I watched, I just saw so much clutch gene in him. You know, there were so many games at Auburn this season where late down the stretch, he would just take it over offensively. And then when you think about the ability that he has when it comes to perimeter scoring, there were certain times when I looked at him and I was like, whoa, he may be the #1 pick, you know, coming in this draft. So I'm saying all that to say that constantly my personal board is just shifting. That's basically everything that I have to say. Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this whole situation with Chet. Do you believe that he is suffering from Marfan Syndrome, or do you believe that this is just a story that's made up to stir up controversy? Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 5K, and I'm out.